Let you know, man, you are really encouraging me, motivating me, inspiring me. But God is really using you to help me out.
What's going on, family? You guys are so amazing. I'm Mr. Aos Inspires. This is Aos The Podcast. I want to thank each and every one of you for joining us. And also, listen, we got to drop this just last week. We hit 7,000 followers on Facebook. I want to say thank you to each and every one of you that shares, comments, likes, all the above. I want to thank you all for your engagement. You already know we monetized on Facebook right now. We're not getting thousands, but we're getting a couple dollars. But I want to say thank you to each and every one of you guys that supports us, that loves Aos The Podcast, loves our content, listens to our content every single week. I want to say thank you to my accountability partner. He don't know that he was my accountability partner until I told him last week. Mr. Biggs, Eric White, appreciate you, brother. I can't wait to have you on the podcast. Listen, as I said before, this is what I want y'all to do. Go to his page, Mr. Biggs. It's Stroke of Virginia 216. Stroke of Virginia 216. Stroke of Virginia 216. Go follow him right now. Just Google him, and everything about him will pop up. He drops an inspirational message. Listen, I truly believe in supporting people. Why? Because there's no competition. Right? There's no competition, right? Because we're all doing the same thing. We're trying to empower people so that they can be inspired and get to the next level. I can't wait to get him on the podcast as an interview. It's going to be bananas. But just give us a few more weeks. He's going to be on, and I'm excited about him sharing his story. I got a few other people that's going to share their story as well. So listen, y'all need to stay connected. I'm thinking about structuring it like this: finishing season 1 with just me, with just your boy, building the foundation. And I think season 2, I want to get to like 100 episodes right now, all together in totality. I think we are at 92, 93 in totality. I know you're looking at the thumbnail. I think this is episode 53, but we weren't counting Fridays and 5-minute motivations on Fridays. But our podcast platform is definitely counting it, episodes. So I think we're like 91, 92. And I'm going to just see. We're going to look at the analytics again. We'll see. So I might just drop this on his interview and the interviews moving forward, starting season 2. But you guys been rocking with us, man. I greatly appreciate it. iHeartRadio, thank you for showing us love. Apple Podcasts, thank you for showing us love. Spotify, thank you for showing us love. YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, all the above. I greatly appreciate all you guys showing us support and love. Listen, we're going to dive right into this thing today. This episode is definitely something that's relevant, right? And the reason I say that is because I believe that a lot of guys, a lot of men, I'm calling us out today. A lot of men will not like this episode. But I believe that I'm gonna hit it on the park because listen, I'm not biased. I want to empower the women just as well as I want to empower the men, right? However, I see this rampant. I had a conversation. I'm gonna talk about this in a minute in the podcast, but I had a conversation with a young lady that I had met, and we were just having a conversation, and we were looking at. Well, she was telling me something that was going on, and you hear about it in a minute. But this is where this episode stems from. And this is the thing: every engagement, every encounter that I have, I do my best to look for a message and look for an inspirational message to glean from or to pull out there to extract from it so that I can give to my listeners, because you guys follow us and you guys are anticipating every single week for us to drop something fresh for you guys to, you already see the thumbnail, but we drop something fresh for you guys to digest, right? Whether you like it or not, men and women alike, relationship, married, dating, single, all the above. That's what we do: relationship, entrepreneurship, and life. So let's go ahead and jump on into this episode. But I just want to start off by saying this: ladies, let your yes mean yes and your no's mean no's. Period. Like let's just knock that out the park right now, so it won't be misunderstood. Ladies, I'm talking to ladies in particular. The reason I'm talking to the ladies in particular right now is because generally, right? I'm not talking about from a male's perspective where he will deal with you and play with you at the same time. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about ladies, you know that this guy is not good for you, right? And I'm gonna bring up the scenario in a minute. You know that this guy is toxic for you, yet you still stay for sex, you still stay for money. My thing is, you allow whatever is going on to keep on going on to reap some type of benefit. And it kills me because people will say men only want sex. Well, some women only want that as well. And that's the reason they keep on going back to the toxic relationship. Period. Now let me give you this real fast. So met this young lady and we're just talking, just chopping it up. And what she was saying was she had she had a child by a guy, and they were still together, but they weren't together. First, they started living together, right? And then things got really toxic. He started putting his hands on her, and when I say put his hands on her, he started hitting her and stuff like that. And he was cheating on her as well. That's another element that I'm talking about on today. So he was cheating on her, and everything like that. So that's how the relationship was going. So then she got to the place where she got tired of it. Then she left. So it's cool, great. She left. Now, from the outside looking in, you would say, okay, perfect. She good. She's out of the relationship. No. She's still in the relationship. She's left physically. They're not staying together. And then another element, she was saying that he wasn't making any money and she was paying all the bills. So it's just one thing led to another, right? So she left the relationship. However, she did not stop dealing with him physically. And when I say physically, I'm not talking about going out. I'm not talking about just talking. I'm talking about sexual. She did not stop dealing with him in that manner, in that way, right? So with that being said, I asked the question, why? Because when I met her, she just began to spill her whole beans out. Hey, you Mr. Aos Inspires, right? Aos The Podcast, right? And it just seems as if everybody, men and women alike, when they find out or they know about the podcast, they dump their relationship issues on me. And it's cool in the gang. I'm with it. Let's go. You already know that our mission is to empower the world to never give up, one conversation at a time, one interview at a time, one video at a time, to help you get to the next level. So she just poured it all out. And I just asked one simple question. Why are you still there dealing with him sexually? Right? So now let me give you another backdrop. Doesn't matter because you don't know her. You'll never know who she is. She said that he had gave her chlamydia, right? Now, I don't know the timetable in this relationship, whether she was pregnant or whether after she was pregnant or before she was pregnant. I don't know. But I do know she said that he gave her chlamydia. So number one, here we're dealing with a disease, a STI. They call it STI. They don't call it STDs no more. Back in my day, I'm dating myself. Back in my day, we call it STDs. Now they call it STIs. But he gave her a STI. And not only did he give her STI, he hit on her, beat her up, right? And not only that, she was paying for everything, giving him money for weed, giving him money to go out, just paying everything, just carrying the relationship financially, right? And evidently emotionally. I asked the question, why? And it's crazy because I don't like to tell people, I don't like people when they say this, I can do bad all by myself. No. You're not going to do bad. You're going to do good. Stop saying I will do bad by myself. Take that out of your vocabulary. I can do good by myself, men and women alike. Like, don't listen. So many people dummy down themselves. Well, I can do bad all by myself. Well, is that your intentions? Do you want to do bad all by yourself? I need you to begin to speak what you really desire from life, period. Like, if you want to do bad, speak that. But if you don't want to do bad, don't speak that. So she figured that I can do this on my own. However, as I said, I'm going to keep on going back to this question I asked. I'm like, why didn't you stop? Why don't you stop physically dealing with this guy? And you guys can leave it in the comments as well. What's your thoughts? Have you ever dealt with something like this? Have you ever been in this type of relationship where, whether male or woman, male or female, whether you were the guy that's in a relationship that was abusive, maybe she didn't hit you, maybe she was verbally abusive, and you left, but you stayed sexually, right? Like, leave it in the comment. Holler at your boy. Let me know what your experiences was. I would like to hear your feedback. I really want to jump into the mind of people. I can't just say women in this particular instance. I want to jump into the mind of people to see, why do you stay? R. Kelly said something so potent, right? R. Kelly said, once a woman's fed up, there's nothing that you can do about it, right? In other words, once a woman is fed up, she gone. And like so for men, once a man is fed up in a relationship, he gone, she gone, period. Right? But she left, but she still stayed there sexually. And I'm asking, like, yo, okay, great. Now, this was her response. I don't want to have multiple partners. I'm already comfortable with him. But this guy already gave you a disease. So why would you feel comfortable in a disease? And that's what I want to tap in on today. Ladies, let your yes mean yes and your no's mean no. Because the simple fact, the reason I say that is because many of you are saying, I'm done in this relationship. You leave, right? You cut ties for a couple weeks, but then he sweet talks you, or you just call because you have an itch and you want to get with him for the night and then you're done. But this is the question I want to raise to you, right? Not even a question, a statement. Men and women alike. If you say that you're done, be done. Because when you allow this little loophole, this little door to be open, they feel as if they can keep on treating you the way that they used to treat you, right? They'll treat you the way that they used to treat you that made you leave. And many of you are staying. Women too, you getting beat up. And I get it. I understand. I tell people this all the time. Don't let nobody tell you, or don't believe when people say you're a fool for staying. No, you're not a fool. You're not a fool. You love this person, right? And the crazy thing about love, people that's in love always want to find or see the good in every person, or especially the people that they're in relationship with. And the truth of the matter is, a leopard never changes its spots. Never. Until a person have decided mentally, like, yo, I'm done with doing this. I'm done. They're not going to change. They may switch up for a couple weeks or for a week or 2 weeks or a month or whatever, right? But they will never change until they have made up in their mind, like, yo, I'm done. Like, I'm changing. Like, this is a good dude. This is a good woman. I don't want to lose this person, right? There has to be some compromising somewhere. But what happens is, and this is why I say, don't let nobody tell you, oh, you stupid for staying, right? I get it. From the outside looking in, this is the advice that I tell people. Stop telling them to leave. You guys has been following us for a while. You already know. Stop telling people that's in a bad relationship that you think that's a bad relationship. This is the reason why I say that, because people will only share their side of the story. It's always three sides to a story. One person's side, the other person's side, then the truth, right? What really happened. Both sides are going to exaggerate. So stop telling your girlfriend, stop telling your homeboy, look, man, I would leave her if I were you. Or the dude or woman, girl, leave him. He ain't no good. Leave him, boo-boo. No, don't say that. Why? Because you're not in the house. You don't really know what's going on. It could be her or it could be him. You don't know the dynamics of why they are at the place they are. Stop giving advice to leave, because this is the major key, or the major reason why I say stop giving advice. Because if you give advice and they leave and life goes sour for them and you're their friend and you see them all the time, they're going to blame it on you. It's your fault why I'm in this predicament, and they will resent you for the rest of their life, especially if they don't get back together. Then if they do get back together, right, they're going to tell the person that they were in a relationship with, hey, look, they told me to leave you, but I'm glad I didn't, because pillow talk. Stop giving advice like that. You can give suggestions. Like, baby, you don't have to put up with that. Like, bro, you don't have to put up with that. Like, sis, you don't have to put up with that. You need to make a decision, right? But when a person, listen, y'all listen to me clearly. When a person, and she was fed up to a degree. That's why she left. However, she didn't find it important to stop the physical contact. She kept the physical contact, but just stopped living with each other. I mean, to me, it's an oxymoron. It's crazy. Like, I wouldn't suggest, okay, I'm going to stay. I'm going to keep on doing the sexual part, but the relationship part, we done. No. When he already gave you a disease in the beginning, he gave you a disease. You know he's still messing around. You know he's still dealing with other women. Why would you put yourself in harm's way? This is why I did that episode. Find out the person that you're in relationship with, how many partners have they had? Like, it bothers me because we did the episode, we chopped up some shorts, and I posted it again, and people are still coming back even after I explained it. Like, this is the reason why you need to find out if the person has had a disease before, how many partners they've been with, because this stuff gets transferred to you. And many of you don't believe in soul ties. Like, that's for real. You wonder why, okay, listen to this. You've had sex with somebody, right? And before you had sex with this person, I can't really quantify to say, okay, you had sex one time, two times. I don't know. I don't know how many times it takes to get a soul tie, but I will assume that it takes one time. You're connected to this person. That's inside of a woman. That's the closest that you could be to somebody. Period. Right? That's the closest you can be to a woman inside of her. That's it. That's the closest. Right? So you ever been with somebody sexually, and then you wonder why now all of a sudden you're so emotional, right? Men and women alike. You're emotional. You break because the soul ties is equivalent or is attached to the traumas that they've been through. Now, the spirit that they have is on you as well, right? Now, many of you be like, nah, that ain't true. I'm good. I ain't got no spirits on me. Yes, you do. You may be overlooking some of the stuff, or you may be the type of person that can block certain things out, but it comes out some way or somehow in your life. You're just ignoring it, right? So I'm like, yo, why? I mean, like, why why put yourself through this? Why put yourself in harm's way? Like you're putting yourself, reality speaking, you're putting yourself on death row. Right? Because it's like I love myself, but I really don't care about myself. I'm really in it for the thrill, right? And if you're in it for the thrill, you might as well go to Busch Gardens, Six Flags, or something like that. Go to an amusement park for the thrill. Don't be in a relationship for the thrill. Like I came here to talk to women across the world, globally. I don't care what kind of situation you're in. Let your yes mean yes and your no's mean no. Don't say it if you really don't mean it. Now, the reason I say that, because when you say things that you really don't mean, and you know that you're going to renege on it, when you say something else and you really mean it, it's not going to be perceived as being the truth. Or you're not being for real. You said you was going to leave 10 months ago. You said that you was going to leave 8 years ago. You said that you was going to leave last week. You still here, right? Let your yes mean yes and your no's mean no. I get it sometimes, and this is a big one, because sometimes, I know some of y'all going to say, but sometimes I just be getting my feelings, or sometimes I feel that way in the moment. But I want to share with you, guard what you say. Guard what you say, because I get it. We're all are human. Sometimes we can get to the place where we say something that we really don't mean, but yeah, we mean it in the moment. We, for real, like I mean this right now, but for the long haul, and when I come to my senses, I really don't mean it. So I want to suggest this to every single person that's listening to this podcast. In a relationship, be careful on what you say when you're angry. Now, this is real, right? I'm gonna do an episode next week about forgiving, but this is for real. You have to be careful what you say, because people will forget what you have done for them, but they will never forget what you have said to them. Isn't that crazy? Like, I remember some things that my parents said to me when I was a child. That's been over 20 years ago, 30, 40 years ago, right? Not 40 years ago, 35, 37 years ago. No, because I don't think you start remembering until you're about 5 years old, right? So let's say 34 years ago. Let's put it there. Let's put a pin there, right? Like, people will forget. Maya Angelou said that. She would say, people will forget what you have done for them, meaning they will forget the great things that you have done for them, but they will never forget how you made them feel, period. That's what Maya Angelou words. They will never forget how you made them feel. I tell people all the time, taste your words before you spit them out. Taste your words. Let me say that again for the people in the back in the cheap seats. Taste your words before you spit them out, because once you spit the words out, you can't take it back. It's already gone. It already hit. And the words that you say could change your relationship for life. Ladies, let your yes mean yes and your no's mean, fellas, let your yes mean yes. And stop talking out of emotion. Now, it could flip on you. You could talk out of emotion. I'm going to do this and I'm tired of this. And the next thing you know, when you come home, all your stuff out the house at the door, right? Or if they trifling up, they're going to put it outside. That's a totally different episode. I'm going to tell you in a minute. But your stuff could be outside. And they can say, I thought you was being serious. I thought you was being real, right? I didn't want to be caught off guard. I wanted to prepare myself, right? And this is a big thing. This is what I was saying. I don't get it why men, right, single men move in with women. I do not get it. Listen, I'm not a fan of that at all, right? I get it. Some of y'all spend the night. Then you get to the place where your lease is up. And like, you know what? The relationship is going good. And, I don't agree with moving in, period. Because for the simple fact, you move in with a woman, she can, and vice versa too. She can get to the place where she gets sick and tired of you because of something, because you guys haven't put enough time in the relationship. She get tired of him, like, yo, get your stuff and get out. Get your stuff and get out, because you moved in with her. Your name ain't on the lease. Your name not on the deed. Nothing. And you just you stuck like Chuck. When you get home, better yet, let's look at it like this. You cheat or you do something that you're not supposed to, and she finds out. And all of your stuff is at the door. Or like I said before, all of your stuff is outside the door. Get out. It's my house. I pay the bills. Yeah, you help from time to time, or you pay the bills, but all the bills are in my name. Get out. That's why I don't get that. I don't understand why men move in with women. But women, don't be moving in with no guy either, because the same thing can happen. He can get in his feelings, or you can do something. He can catch you cheating or catch you doing whatever. It doesn't always necessarily have to be cheating. It could be anything. He catches you. Hey, this is what I need you to do. I need you to get out. I'm done. I can't do this no more. Now, this is crazy. I'm going to tell you this. Isn't it funny that whenever something financially, and I ain't talking for the millionaires, right? I'm talking for the thousandaires and below, right? Isn't it funny that every time something financial takes place, something like you need the money for something, and it seems like something traumatic happens. Like for a prime example, you up, right? You up. And then transmission goes out, or the car just doesn't start, or something happens, you're up financially, and then it's just something that takes your finance. Or it could be on this side, you just paid something, but then something else crumbles. Like ladies or fellas, you can be in a position where you just fixed your car. It was like $3,000 to fix your car. Now this situation happened, like, yo, get out. And you're like, oh man, I could leverage my credit. Yeah, I could leverage my credit, but it's going to take some money to move in anyway. I mean, you can use your credit card and stuff like that. I get it. But what I'm saying is, it seems as if financially, because most people don't want to just drain out their credit cards. I'm just keeping it funky with you, because everybody doesn't know how to leverage their credit card. I'm talking like that because I understand financial literacy to a degree, right? And some people will be like, man, I just leverage my credit. I got good credit. I got $100,000 in credit. I get it, but everybody doesn't have that knowledge, right? Now, but that's what I'm saying. Suppose you get into a situation and it seems like every time something happens financially, something else comes up. You pay this big bill. Then you're like, yo, I'm going to work this. I'm going to hustle right here, get this together. And then something else financially just takes your legs all to pieces. But this is what I say. Plan for the best, right? Plan for the best, expect the worst. But fellas, don't be moving in with ladies. Ladies, don't be moving in with guys, because anything can happen. Just like I told you with the dating. Make sure you bring your own money, because the date can go left. Same rules apply when you're living with each other, right? Don't move in. Get your own spot. Get your own stuff. Ladies, this is a big one. Stop putting a car in your name for somebody else, especially if that's not your husband. Period. That's not your husband or your wife. Stop putting it in your name, because you're going to bear that responsibility if they decide to chuck it and leave. Period. Ladies, I'm out of here. Let your yes mean yes and your no's mean no's. I love you guys to life. I need y'all to do me a favor. I need y'all to go ahead and subscribe to the podcast. Also, share everything you see that speaks to your life. Share it on your story. Do not underestimate your influence. You are connected to somebody that we're not connected with, and with that connection together, we can empower the world to never give up, one conversation at a time, one interview at a time, one video at a time. Help you get life or live life to the next level, on the next level. I love you guys to life. I'm Mr. AOS Inspires. This is AOS The Podcast. Let's go. Let's go.